Greetings, boys and girls. In today's homework video, we are going to be solving problems with money. Show me the money. Dollar bills, y'all. Okay, let's look at our first problem. A box of 5 model race cars costs $115. How much does each model car cost? So for this one, I'm going to draw a model, just so that I can understand what's happening. Here's a box. This box cost $115. Inside the box, there's 1 car, 2 cars, 3 cars, 4 cars, and 5 cars. Total of 5 cars, okay? Because it says that there's 5 in the box. And we're figuring out how much does each one cost. Well, each car is not going to cost $115. You get 5 for $115. So what would I do in this problem? Well, I even noticed that my answer choices are going down. So there's 2 ways that I can go down, either subtraction or division. And I'm going to use repeated subtraction or division. So I'm going to divide and see how many times 5 goes into 115. 5 cannot go into 1, but it can go into 11. And it goes in there 2 times, so 5 times 2 is 10. 11 minus 10 would be 1. The next step is to bring down my 5. 5 goes into 15 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15, so I subtract 15 minus 15, which is 0. So I see that each car would cost $23. I want to make sure I select that, and I can plug this in to just prove that I'm right. I can imagine that there's 23 here, 23 here, 23 here, 23 here, and 23 here. So I'm going to check my work by using multiplication. 23 times 5, 3 times 5 is 15, carry my 1. 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1 is 11. My answer of 115 makes my, lets me know that each car costs $23. I just proved my answer. All right, I'm going to give you a moment to go ahead and jot that down. I gave you plenty of room on that paper too to do your work on the side. Well, if you need some more time, go ahead and press pause on the video. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to the next problem. Number 10. Jonathan bought 3 airplane tickets for $478 each. Wow, he had some money to spend. How much did he pay for the 3 tickets? Now, this is one of those times I'm going to glance at my answer choices. And look, my answer choices are all larger than the numbers I started with. So I know he bought 3 plane tickets. Each of them cost $478. Here's 1 plane ticket. That was $478. Another plane ticket. Also $478. Ooh, my 8 doesn't look that good. And the 3rd plane ticket was $478. When I noticed that my answer choices all increased, that told me that I either multiplied or I added to get to the answer. And when I did my bar model, I can see that to find the total amount that he spent, I could either add 478 plus 478 plus 478, or I can use multiplication and multiply $478 times 3. Okay, 8 times 3 would be 24. I'll carry my 2. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 2 would be 23. I'll carry my 2. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 would be 14. So my answer would be $1,434. And I see that as answer choice B. I'm going to give you a moment to get your work down. Alright, if you need some more time, go ahead and press pause on the video. Otherwise, we're going to move on to the next problem. This is a multi-step problem. The Wallace family saves the same amount of money each month for vacation. From January 1st to September 30th, they saved $1,314. How much does the Wallace family save each month for vacation? Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how much do they save each month. Okay, so I guess I have to figure out how many months that is. Well, I'm going to list the months of the year. Alright, you can see that I've listed the months of the year. So it says they saved from January 1st to September 30th. So that means they saved in the month of January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and September. So I'm thinking about this many months. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. I'm going to write that over here. And after 9 months, they saved $1,314. That's a lot of money. And we can see that right in here. Now, when they're asking me how much did they save in each month, I'm thinking about having 9 months. And in these 9 months, they saved $1,314. So let's see, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7, 8, and 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, I don't know how much they saved in these months, but I'm wondering what operation should I do to figure that out. Well, looking at this bar model, it seems pretty evident that I'm going to have to divide. I'm going to be dividing 1,314. I'm going to divide that by 9. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up on the side. Alright, 9 cannot go into 1, but it can go into 13, and it goes in there 1 time. Now I write 9 at the bottom because 1 times 9 is 9. And then I'm going to subtract. 13 minus 9 is 4. Next step is bring down my 1. Now I ask myself, how many times does 9 go into 41? Well, it goes in 4 times because 9 times 4 is 36. Now I'm going to subtract. 41 minus 36 would be 5. I then bring down my 4. Ooh, make that look like a 4. And now I ask myself, how many times does 9 go into 54? Oh, that's a multiple, so it goes in 6 times. I'm going to subtract out 9 times 6, which is 54. And I'm left with 0. I'm able to stop here. I have nothing left over, nothing left to bring down. And I see that they saved a total of $146 each month. And I can select that answer choice. Now notice that this was a multi-step problem because I had to figure out how many months were between January 1st and September 30th. Let me give you a moment to get that down. Alright, boys and girls, if you still need more time to solve this problem, press pause on the video. Otherwise, we're going to move on to number 12. Multi-step problem. Okay, so they tell us that a coach bought 3 dozen soccer balls. That's a lot of balls. Each ball cost $28. How much did the coach pay for all the soccer balls? Remember, 1 dozen equals 12. That's a nice piece of information they gave us. How many balls did the coach buy? 3 dozen. Well, that's not telling us specifically. We want a number, not 3 dozen. So if 1 dozen equals 12, 2 dozen equals 24, and then 3 dozen is 12 more, which is 36. Okay, so we see he has 36 balls that he purchased, and each of the balls cost $28. So 1 ball was 28, and then got another ball, which was another $28. And then they got another ball, so forth until they got to the 36th ball. Okay? So it looks like I would be adding 28 36 times, which sounds a little bit annoying if I add 28 36 times. So instead of doing that, I'm going to do multiplication, because I remember that multiplication is simply repeated addition. So I'm going to multiply the price of the balls times the number of balls that he purchased. Okay, so I'm going to multiply 28 times 36, and I will stack them on top of each other to do this multiplication. Now I start on the outside, my ones. 8 times 6 is 48. I carry my 4. 2 times 6 is 12. Plus 4 would be 16. When I get ready to go to the next row, I cross out my 4, and I put a placeholder 0 underneath my 8. Now I'm just focused on this 3. 3 times 8 is 24. I'll carry my 2. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 would be 8. Now I add my 2 partial products. 8 plus 0 is 8. 6 plus 4 is 10, carry my 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 8 is 10. So I got a total of $1,008. Do we see that answer choice? Ooh, yes, it's answer choice D. Please do a neat job at filling in those bubbles and don't just rush through. All right, I'm going to give you a moment to get that down if you haven't already. All right, if you need more time, go ahead and press pause on the video. Otherwise, we're going to move on to number 13. Anybody catch that the back page is all multi-step problems? Looks fun, doesn't it? Okay, so in this next problem, it's multi-step, and they tell us that Tony spent $49 at the fair. Okay, So this represents Tony. He spent $49. Then they said Molly spent $14 more than twice as much as Tony. Okay, so Molly spent not only twice as much as Tony, but 14 more than that. So I'm just going to put the 49 and the 49 because they said she spent $14 more than twice as much as what he spent. Then they're asking us, how much did the two of them spend in all? So we're trying to figure out how much did both of them spend in all. That in all lets us know that we're looking for the sum or the product of something. We're adding some things together. So to figure this out, I need to know how much Molly spent and how much Tony spent, and then I'm adding their amounts together. Well, the good news is I see Tony spent $49. But Molly, I have to figure hers out. So she spent 49 plus 49, 18, carry my 1. 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 4 is 9. And then I now need to add the $14 that is also with her. 98 plus 14. Let's see. 8 plus 4 would be 12, carry my 1. 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So Molly spent $112. Tony spent $49. But now I need to add those two amounts to see how much they spent all together. So I'm adding 112 plus 49. It is so important to line up your numbers correctly because your answer will be thrown off. 2 plus 9 is 11. Carry my 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 4 is 6, and then 1 plus nothing is 1. So altogether, they spent $169. $61, not 69, 61. I bet some people might have missed that they needed to double how much Tony spent. So make sure you look at everything it says in that problem so you can follow each step. I'm going to give you a moment to get that down. Alright, if you still need some time, go ahead and press pause on the video. Otherwise, we're going to look at one more problem together, and I will give you the last two by yourself. Okay, in number 14, it says, Paula bought 8 pairs of socks. She paid $104. Okay, so she got 8 pairs of socks, $104. It almost seems pretty straightforward, right? Like we're just going to divide. But let's keep reading on to see if that's the case. 2 pairs of socks cost $16 each. The other pairs each cost the same amount. Are they saying they each cost $16? No. They're saying that the other pairs of socks probably costed a different amount, but each of those other 6 pairs of socks cost the same. Okay? We're going to have to figure that out. As a matter of fact, they ask us, how much did each of the other pairs of socks cost? So that's what we're trying to figure out. Now let's draw a picture to really understand this one, because otherwise it is confusing. Okay? So I'm thinking to myself that she spent a total of $104. Now I'm really hoping those are some pretty socks, because paying $104 for 8 pairs of socks, I don't know, she might have got gypped. Okay, then we know that she got 2 pairs of socks that were each $16. So she has a total of 8 pairs. So two of the 8 were 16. But the other 6, we don't know how much they were. That's what we're figuring out. But we know they each cost the same amount. Okay, this is a multi-step problem. I'm going to combine this part, 16 plus 16, and that part equals 32. Okay? And I'm going to take that away from my total so that I can see how much was left for the other 6 socks. So I'm going to take $104, and I'm subtracting from that $32. 4 minus 2 is 2. 0 minus 3 can't do that. This becomes a 10. 10 minus 3 is 7, and I have nothing on the other side. So she has 72 left for these socks. $72. Okay, so she got 6 socks for $72. How much did each of them cost? Now I can go forward and just do my division. I can think of this as 72 divided by 6. And what does that equal? That's one of our facts. $12 per sock, per pair of socks. Okay? Now that one, my model really helped me understand it, because otherwise I might not have fully understood that problem. So just like I drew a picture on this one, when you get ready to do 18 and 19, it will help to draw a picture. Ooh, and you guys get to work with decimals. Okay, well that's going to be all for this video. I hope that the big picture that we understood is that when we solve problems with money, it is helpful to draw a picture or a diagram to help us understand what's going on. And a lot of times these problems are very similar to the problems we've already worked. Okay, when you go to the store, you can a lot of times buy more than one of a particular item, and you might want to figure out the unit cost or the price of just one of those. So this is a real life skill that we want to learn, because remember, math is real life. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until we meet again, take care.